this is Jessica Walliser for Savvy Gardening, and I'm out in my garden on a spring morning and I'm ready to plant peas. I usually do them in this corner of the garden where I have a 4-foot high fence set up because this particular variety of snap peas grows to be about 4-foot height. So I want to make sure that I give it lots of secure places to climb so that it actually makes harvesting easier too. I'm picking things right at waist level instead of having to bend over to harvest them. But I want to show you a little important trick with when you're planting peas. You might not know this, or maybe you do, but members of the pea and bean family are in the legume family of plants, and they have a really unique ability to convert nitrogen from the air into a form that they can use to fuel their growth. So even though our atmosphere is about 80% nitrogen, most of it is two particles stuck together, or N2. And plants can't use nitrogen when those two molecules are bound together. So what peas and beans can do is they can take that atmospheric nitrogen, split it, and convert it into a form that they can use to grow. So they do that through a mutually beneficial relationship with some different species of bacteria that live in the soil, okay? So we call that pea and bean inoculant. So actually what you should do when you plant peas and beans in your garden, or even sweet peas, which are a flowering plant, you want to make sure that you inoculate the seeds with that bacteria before you plant them in the garden. And that gets them off to a really good start. It serves as a nitrogen fertilizer through the rest of the season, and it's really important for getting your plants off to a good start. Now, these bacteria are normally present in healthy garden soils that have been amended with compost, but this is sort of giving them a leg up. It's giving them a boost. So I'm going to come a little closer to the camera and I'm going to show you how to inoculate your pea and bean seeds so that you can do this before planting. So actually, why don't we bring the camera up here a little bit closer, and I'm going to show you here what I'm doing. So I have a little bowl of water here, and this is the inoculant. There's lots of different brands of it. You can see it's not super expensive. This is actually a little old, but I'm going to show you here an example. So this is what it looks like. It's sort of like a dark colored powder. And I'm going to make a slurry out of it. So I'm going to put it in a little bit of water in a bowl. And then I'm going to mix that up with a spoon to make sort of like a slurry out of that inoculant. And it is important that the inoculant is stored correctly. I mean, this is actually expired inoculant, but I've been storing it properly in a sealed container in the fridge. And so I feel pretty secure that it's going to be good. Plus, I know I have really good, healthy soil here because I don't add any chemical fertilizers and I use a lot of compost. So now I'm going to put my pea seeds and I'm going to mix them up. And that's going to effectively coat each one of these seeds with this species of bacteria that they need to convert nitrogen into a usable form. And once you have those seeds coated with that slurry, they're going to look like this. You can do this with your bean seeds too prior to planting. Now I'm going to go ahead and plant them. So we're going to go ahead and plant. So if you want to go back, and we'll show you how to do that. So basically, I'm just going to dig a nice trench with my garden hoe here in my garden. And pea seeds and beans too actually can go about 1 inch apart. You don't have to, they don't need a whole lot of space because they're going to be growing vertical, so you can put them really pretty close together. So I'm going to start at the end of my row. You want to come in here closer and show everybody what I'm doing? So now I have my seeds. They're all coated with that inoculant, and I'm going to disperse them down the row about 1 inch apart. And this is about maybe 1 inch deep in that trench. And then once I have the whole row planted, let's move down a little further. And again, with sowing seeds, you don't have to have perfect spacing, especially on peas and beans, but you're aiming for about 1 inch apart. Spread some of these apart. And then what I'm going to do is take this leftover slurry and I'm going to sprinkle that down over the seeds as well. Now you can also, with inoculant, you can actually plant the seeds and then sprinkle the inoculant into the row, but you're not guaranteed to have a real good contact with the seed when you do it that way. That's why I much prefer to make the slurry. So after the peas, are in the row. Then we're going to cover them up with a little bit of soil. Again, about an inch. You can see how much lovely compost I have. I've been adding it to this garden for years, so it's beautiful, easy, workable soil. And it's going to rain this afternoon, so I'm pretty sure Mother Nature's going to take care of watering these seeds in. And in a couple of months, I'm going to have a great pea harvest. So I hope you enjoy planting your peas as your early season crops. You're going to want to get them in several weeks before you're expecting your last frost. So our last frost here in Pennsylvania is in the middle of May. So I usually plant these in the middle to the end of March. So that's it. Thanks very much. And I hope you subscribe to the Savvy Gardening channel for more great gardening information.